That's why you play a game. You try and get here. Somebody's got to win. Somebody's got to lose. The kids played with so much heart and desire. They played as hard as they possibly could. We did everything we were supposed to do except make enough shots. Lafayette's a great team. We knew that if we didn't score, it was going to be because of ourselves, and I thought that was us because we didn't make enough shots. And we knew the difference for us was to stop them on defense, and we didn't enough. I don't know what they shot from the free throw line, but it was ungodly. And you know, our pressure worked, but it's you know, every little chance we had, we just threw it away. We had a couple of turnovers. We threw the ball a little too far. I remember the one incredible play the kid makes to tip the ball in the fourth quarter, and it's going out of bounds. I mean, you know, you give all the credit in the world to Lafayette. They play with heart, they play with desire, just like we did, and they made the breaks happen. So I mean, credit goes to them.
Coach, the free throw shooting, how did it, you know, I know obviously when the scoreboard hurt, but also to kind of just slow the pace of the game down for them. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Well, I mean, we thought we were wearing them down a little bit. I think it was evident we were wearing them down a little bit, and we just, like you said, we couldn't get the tempo of the game up high enough for us. Towards the end of the second quarter and then through the third quarter, tempo was where we wanted it, but then they showed a veteran team and were able to slow the game down. They were able to kill the clock for a little bit each possession, and then like you said, free throws, they just get a rest. So I mean, we established tempo for a while, but we just couldn't hold on to it. So you credit a veteran club that they are and a well-coached club to be able to do that.
And you know, in the first half, it looked like Lafayette, they really came out and they, from the three-point line, they made a lot of, you know, Lhsaa from the free throw line. Talk about how that, you know, made y'all change our approach to this game, and you know, how it took y'all, what y'all want to do coming in.
Well, we try to play our matchup, and it's a hit or miss. Sometimes we play it well, sometimes we don't play it well, and we didn't communicate enough at the beginning of the game, and you know, they just came out and they did a great job. We knew we had to hedge to 10 and 23, but we really knew we felt we needed to really hedge to 10, and 23 is a kid that lit us up at the beginning of the game. You know, and then we go man, and we just couldn't get on track really. Offensively, I thought we didn't do a good job at all tonight in half-court offense. We just didn't get any movement, and I'll tell you what, I think probably the move of the game was Coach Brown when we kept making that run, and then he went to the zone probably about halfway through the fourth quarter, and we just couldn't do anything against it because, you know, we just weren't shooting the ball well. So that was a very good coaching move on his part.
Coach, talk about the rebounding. Early on, it was pretty even, but at the fourth quarter, it just seemed like they dominated on the board.
Well, we knew coming in. I mean, you saw my comments to the press before. We knew we had to defend. We knew we had to rebound. That was the two most important things we felt. And like you said, obviously we just didn't rebound well enough down the stretch. I think we got caught looking too much. I was real upset when we shot the ball. We should have been charged $9 for the other 4 people on the floor. We were just spectating. So you know, I thought we got caught watching too much.
Stevie, what was the difference in this game from last game? Did Lafayette do anything different, or did you feel any different? Just kind of talk about that.
It looked like they wanted it more, and they came to play.
Were they able to do anything to you to get you out of your game when you put the 43 last time?
No, not really. They were just playing good defense.
How much of the foul trouble early on, did that kind of limit your aggressiveness?
Yeah, like with 3 fouls in the first quarter, or the first half, I didn't want to do too much and foul out early.
Hey Stevie, talk about this season. Nobody, you know, coming to this game, you know, coming into this season, nobody really expected y'all to get to this point. Talk about just listen on this season and what y'all were able to accomplish as a team this year.
Everybody thought we were gonna make it this far, and we made it, and we proved all wrong.
Stevie, I also noticed there was kind of a heckler in the crowd. Did he get to you at all, or is that something you're used to? Is that something
I'm
you
used to
pick up on
it.
that?
People always try to get me on my game. I just laugh at them.
Andrew, I asked this question earlier to some of the coaches. About 370 high schools in Louisiana play boys basketball, and y'all are one of the last two playing on the last day of the season. Put that in perspective, what does that mean for H.L. Bourgeois High School, and where do we go from here for next year and in the future?
Well, I mean, it stings right now, obviously. You know, when we look at it, and that's what I've tried to tell the kids throughout this ride, is when you look at it after the fact, in retrospect, it's going to be a good feeling. However, you know, it's always going to be the taint to it, you know, but I don't think we did anything wrong tonight. We got beat by a better team tonight. You know, it's our first state runner-up in school history. It would have been nice to get our first championship of school history, but somebody's got to win this game. Somebody's got to lose a game. I'm gonna tell you, I've always prayed a lot, and I've probably prayed more in this last 2 weeks than any time. And I can honestly ask you that I never ask God for a victory, because I truly believe God doesn't care if we win or lose. And all I asked is somebody's got to win, somebody's got to lose, and so whoever wins the game to win it with class, and whoever loses it to hold up their head with dignity and realize they did a heck of a job to get this far. And I mean, I guess that's putting it in perspective as best I can. It stings. You know, the sun will come up tomorrow. It's hard for the kids. It's hard for me, obviously, but it's hard for me personally, but it's more hard for me because I hurt for my kids. And you know, I'm a very emotional person, and when you look at a bunch of 15 to 18-year-old kids crying their eyes out at the end of a game, you know, that hurts. It hurts a lot. And, you know, and all I can do is be there for them, and you know, we can hopefully start working for next year. You know, we're a really young club. We lose 4 seniors, 3 that played a whole lot of time. It's going to be tough for us to replace a Josh Lee because of nobody in the state of Louisiana, I don't believe, blocks shots the way he does. But you know, the other 2 kids, Jordan Staub, Kyrie Williams, it's going to be tough to replace them. But we're going to come on, and we've got Stevie, we've got Trammell, we've got the nucleus of our team back. So, you know, I'm going to tell you what my good friend Coach Gottfried Ellender told me. He said, enjoy the ride, because you never know where it's going to end, and you never know if you'll ever be back. It took me personally 18 years to get here. I hope it doesn't take 18 more, because I'll be watching somebody else. But you know, it's a pleasure to coach these kids. I love them to death. It's a great group of kids. I mean, I'm gonna tell you, I think if I can give them a sense of character, which I think myself and our staff do, I think these guys showed as much class as you can show losing a tough game. I mean, you know, the 20-point game doesn't show that it was a tough game, but if you watched that game and you saw when we came back from 13 and cut it down to 1 repeatedly, I mean, obviously these kids poured their heart and soul into it, and that's all I can ask as a coach, and that means they're going to be successful in life.
Any other questions, guys? Thank you, Andrew.